Hi, welcome back. Today I'm excited because I have Kevin and Nikki with me, and they have read chapter 14 in my workbook, Good Things Emotional Healing Journal for Couples. Chapter 14 talks about how to be happy in your relationship. This is a really important topic. So thank you so much today, Kevin and Nikki, for joining me and being willing to share how to be happy in your relationship.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been a couple?
Been a couple for 18 years.
18 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's a long
18.
time.
Been married for 18 years. But prior to that,
We've known each other since we were actually 13. So,
Oh my gosh, teenagers.
So we were a couple for 5 years. Then life took different paths, journeys, reconnected, and now.
Second time it's better. So being a couple from 13 to 18 is different than being a couple from...
Yes.
well, the maturity with 13. With 13, now we're, past 50. So maturity, time, like a fine wine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. So you both read chapter 14. Thank you so much. Tell me, we'll start with you, Nikki, what you learned from being happy in your relationship from reading chapter 14 in my workbook.
Well, personally, what I learned is that my happiness is my responsibility. In making myself happy, doing things that make me happy. And then from that, I can shine over to allow my husband to make me happy and making him happy as well.
I love it. Allow him to make me happy. So for our listeners today, Nikki and Kevin are going to share their advice on how to be happy in a relationship.
Well, my personal advice is communication and always being respectful. Communicating your feelings, what you're thinking, whether it's good or bad, because if I allow him to figure it out, he don't figure it out. So I have to communicate and let him know, and always be respectful of the fact that he's my helpmate. He will be there for me, but he doesn't always know unless I tell him exactly how I'm feeling, what my needs are. So that's what that's my thing. Communication and always being respectful.
Oh, so Kevin, what would your advice be to our listeners today about being happy in their own relationship? What advice do you have to give them?
So the thing that I learned, and I want to piggyback up what she said, listening, communicating, but listening too. Because unfortunately, she didn't come with instructions like my Traeger grill. So I had to learn that her no in certain situations meant no and her yes meant yes. I had to learn that. And it comes from communication and time and listening. Mm-hmm. So I would say listen, be attentive to her needs. And again, writing things down, the things that she enjoys. Because sometimes just the rat race of life, the everyday busyness, sometimes we forget. And you have to be reminded, So after, be reminded, okay, she likes to go dancing, let's dance. You know what? Let's just dance in the kitchen, just things she enjoys. So listening and paying attention to her.
Would you say overall, because you've been together for 18 years married and then 5 years from 13 to 18, would you say overall you have been happily married, or except for the rough times, like you say, but have you been able to successfully be a happy relationship, create a happy relationship together?
Yes.
Definite.
And I think where that shows is this right here, the fruits of your labor. Okay. I look at our home. Our house isn't the biggest, but everybody wants to come to our house. They want to be around us. And the thing that is mentioned most when people come to our house is they say, it's so comfortable here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's like, wow, okay. So, it shows, it's a reflection of our marriage.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think too? What's your answer?
I
Nikki?
totally agree with that. I mean, like when people do come to our home, we do welcome them. We stay real. We are who we are, and they know we're God-fearing people as well. So, I'm like, my feeling is that some days are challenging, but we don't run away from a challenge. And I think that's a big thing. Once again, communicating, so yeah.
It's true. And one of the things that I think is so interesting about being happy in a relationship is that the research shows that when we are happy, we actually are able to make deeper connections with our partner. And when we're a negative person, it's harder for us to connect. So happiness and being happy in a relationship is very important to have connection as well. So thank you both so
thank you.
much for
Thank
being
you.
willing to share with me and our other couples listening today about how to be happy in a relationship. If you would like more strategies and ideas about being happy in your relationship, please feel free to go to my website, elizabethdavies.com, and order my workbook, Good Things Emotional Healing Journal for Couples. Chapter 14 will give you a bunch of great tips on how to be happy in your relationship. Thank you.